Hello, welcome to today's lesson. Let's go over today's lesson objective. So today we will identify right, acute, and obtuse triangles. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So we have one lesson success criteria for today, and it is that I can identify acute, obtuse, and right angles and triangles. All right. So let's go over some vocabulary. We've been talking about angles a little bit, so let's talk about what is an angle. So an angle is the space between two rays that is formed from intersecting lines, line segments, or planes. So over here, we have two lines. Now remember, with a ray means it has an end point, and the other line goes on forever, right? So we have a ray right over here. We have the end point right here where they meet. And then we have our two rays going in each direction. The space in between is our angle. So this part right here is our angle. And we're going to go over how to measure angles at a later lesson. But angles are the space in between two rays. So now that we've gone over what an angle is, there are different types of angles. The first angle we're going to talk about is a right angle. So a right angle is an angle that measures 90 degrees. So we will see a right angle that always looks like this. It looks like an L. And it's going to be like the corner of a square or a rectangle. It's a corner angle, is what I like to call them sometimes. And they measure exactly 90 degrees. So anything that is 90 degrees is a right angle. All right. Now let's go over what... Sorry, y'all, there was announcements. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what is an obtuse angle. So an obtuse angle is any angle that is larger than 90 degrees. So if we look at a 90-degree angle or a right angle, right, we see this kind of as like an L, and we have to look at the space right here, right? That space is smaller than this space. So this is an obtuse angle because this angle is larger than 90 degrees. It is larger than a right angle. And last but not least is an acute angle. And so an acute angle is less than 90 degrees. So if we draw a 90-degree angle or a right angle, we can see that the space at our right angle is larger than the space in our acute angle because we draw it right here. This space is much, much, much smaller, right? So an acute angle, I can say, oh, it's really cute. It's really little. So that is an acute angle. It is smaller or less than 90 degrees. All right. Now, let's go ahead and apply this to triangles. First, what is a triangle? So a triangle is a two-dimensional figure with three sides, right? So anything that has three sides, any shape, any 2D, which is a flat shape, has three sides. So we can see here, 1, 2, 3. This is a triangle. And triangles look really different, but the thing they all have in common is they all have three sides. That is a triangle. This is a triangle, right? All of these have three sides. So they're all triangles. They have three sides. Now, there are types of triangles. So we have triangles based on sides. So if we look over here, we have an equilateral triangle right here. And that means all three of its sides are the same length. They are all equal sides. The lengths are all the same. Then we have an isosceles triangle, which is a triangle that has two sides that have equal length. So this side is the same as this side. This red side is the same as this red side. But the orange side here at the bottom, that is a different length. That is not the same as the other two sides. So an isosceles triangle has to have two sides that are the same length. And then last but not least, we have a scalene triangle. So a scalene triangle means all of the sides are different lengths. None of them are the same size. So we can see right over here on this triangle, this is a scalene triangle. All three of those sides are different lengths. Now, let's go ahead and talk about triangles by angle. So we have three different kinds. We have an acute triangle, a right triangle, and an obtuse triangle. And we're going to go through each one of these separately just here in a little bit. So our first one is a right triangle. So a right triangle is a triangle with one 90-degree angle. So any triangle that has a 90-degree angle, we can see that right here, is a right triangle. So we can see a right triangle like that. If I draw a triangle this way, I have a right triangle over there, or a right angle right there. So this is a right triangle. I can also draw a right triangle like this, kind of make it sideways. That is my right angle. So this is a right triangle as well. So any triangle with a right angle or a 90-degree angle is a right triangle. Now let's compare that to an acute triangle. So an acute triangle needs to have all of the all of the angles less than 90 degrees. So over here we see our three angles. We have a 53-degree angle, we have a 75-degree angle, and we have a 52-degree angle. All three of those are less than 90 degrees. So this triangle is an acute triangle. We see the same thing in green. 64 is less than 90, 71 is less than 90, 45 is less than 90. So this is also an acute triangle. And our red triangle, 55 is less than 90, 41 is less than 90, and 84 is less than 90. So this is also an acute triangle. So remember, acute triangles need to have all of the angles being less than 90 degrees. And then last but not least is an obtuse triangle. So an obtuse triangle is a triangle with two acute angles and then one obtuse angle. So the big thing to remember is it has to have at least one obtuse angle. So if we look at our blue triangle right here, we see our obtuse angle of 120. So it has one obtuse angle, and then the other two are 30 and 30. So those are both acute. So this is an obtuse triangle. We can also see in the green right here, 115 is our obtuse angle. So this is an obtuse triangle. And then on our red triangle, 140 degrees is larger than 90 degrees. So the red triangle is an obtuse triangle as well. So these are all obtuse triangles. All right, I hope this was helpful. Let's go ahead and go over our lesson objective for today. So our lesson objective is today we identified right, acute, and obtuse triangles. All right, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had a great time. Make sure to do your must-dos and your should-do if you like more practice, and I'll see you next time. Bye.